Hidden among the reeds, less than a meter above the water, a tiny bird is building a home. The female reed warbler works strand by strand. She wraps long pieces of grass around several upright stems, pulling them tight with her bill. Slowly, the loose fibers become a deep, suspended cup, jumhurbush enough to move with the reeds, but delicate enough to remain hidden from predators. This nest represents days of work. Soon it will hold everything the warbler has invested in the breeding season. But she is not the only bird watching it. Somewhere beyond the nest, concealed among the tall vegetation, a female common cuckoo is waiting. She will not collect nesting material. She will not incubate her own egg. And if her plan succeeds, she will never bring a single meal to her chick. Instead, another family will do all of that for her. This strategy is known as brood parasitism. The common cuckoo places its eggs in the nests of other bird species, transferring the entire cost of parenthood to unsuspecting foster parents. But the cuckoo cannot choose just any nest. She needs a host whose eggs resemble her own, whose nest is at the correct stage, and whose parents can provide enough food for a rapidly growing chick. Individual female cuckoos often specialize in particular host species, producing eggs whose color and markings are adapted to resemble the eggs found in those nests. For this cuckoo, the reed warbler is the target. The warbler has now begun laying. Inside the finished nest are several small speckled eggs. For much of the day, one of the parents remains close. If the cuckoo approaches openly, the warblers may recognize her as a threat and attack. So the cuckoo waits. From a concealed perch, she watches the nest owners leave to search for insects. The nest is finally unguarded. The opportunity may be brief. The cuckoo flies low through the reeds and lands beside the suspended cup. She is several times heavier than the small bird that built it, and the fragile nest was never designed to support her weight. There is no time to settle comfortably. She leans over the clutch and removes one of the warbler's eggs. This may create room for her own egg and help preserve the original number of eggs in the nest, making the intrusion less obvious. Then she lays. The entire visit is remarkably fast. Moments later, the cuckoo disappears back into the reeds, leaving behind no chick, no parent, and almost no evidence, only one foreign egg among the warbler's own. The nest owner soon returns. She pauses at the rim and looks down. This is the first moment at which the cuckoo's plan can fail. Many host birds have evolved the ability to identify foreign eggs. They may compare the color, size, and markings of every egg in the clutch. When an egg appears suspicious, some hosts puncture it, carry it away, or abandon the nest completely. But recognition is dangerous. An egg may vary naturally in color or pattern. A warbler that becomes too suspicious could accidentally destroy one of her own offspring. The closer the cuckoo's egg resembles the rest of the clutch, the more difficult the decision becomes. This is an evolutionary arms race. Whenever warblers become better at recognizing foreign eggs, cuckoos with more convincing eggs gain an advantage. Over generations, improved recognition produces improved imitation. The result can be a cuckoo egg remarkably similar to those of its chosen host. This warbler examines the clutch, but finds no difference great enough to trigger rejection. She lowers herself into the nest. The cuckoo's egg has been accepted. From this moment, the foster mother treats it like one of her own. She turns it carefully, warms it beneath her body, and protects it from sudden changes in temperature. Her mate continues to defend the territory and search for food. To the warblers, nothing appears to have changed, but inside the foreign egg, the cuckoo chick is developing quickly. Its survival may depend on hatching before the host's young, or at least early enough to eliminate them while it is still small enough to move beneath them. Eventually, a crack appears in the cuckoo egg. A tiny bill breaks through the shell. After hours of effort, a wet, naked chick emerges into the nest. It is blind. Its skin is almost bare. Its legs are weak, and its body appears completely helpless. But within this fragile hatchling is a behavior of extraordinary precision. Soon after hatching, the young cuckoo begins to move beneath the remaining eggs. It presses one egg against a hollow area on its back, holds it between its raised wings, and begins climbing the steep inner wall of the nest. The chick cannot see the rim. It does not understand what an egg is, and no adult cuckoo is present to guide it. The entire sequence is instinctive. Step by step, the newborn pushes upward. Its legs strain against the woven fibers. The egg shifts dangerously across its back. Several times the chick may slide down and have to begin again. Eviction is physically demanding. Research shows that this effort can temporarily slow the cuckoo chick's growth. Yet the cost is small compared with the advantage it gains by becoming the nest's only occupant. At last, the chick reaches the rim. It raises its back, and the egg rolls over the edge. Then the cuckoo collapses into the bottom of the nest. After a period of rest, it searches again. If another egg remains, the process is repeated. In some nests, newly hatched host chicks may also be forced out. The cuckoo continues until it is alone, or until it becomes too large and its eviction instinct fades. From a human perspective, the act appears ruthless, but the chick is not acting out of anger, jealousy, or cruelty. It is following an inherited survival program. A single young cuckoo requires enormous amounts of food. Sharing the nest would create competition it may not survive. When the foster mother returns, the eggs she laid are gone. But there is no prolonged investigation. From inside the nest, the cuckoo chick raises its head, opens its brightly colored mouth, and begins to beg. That open mouth is a powerful signal. For the adult warbler, the sight and sound of a hungry chick activate the urge to feed. The parent approaches and places an insect into the cuckoo's gape. The first meal disappears. Then the chick begs again. During its earliest days, the cuckoo must also be kept warm. The foster mother covers it with her body, protecting a chick that has already removed her own offspring from the nest. As the days pass, both warbler parents begin working almost continuously. They search the reed bed for caterpillars, flies, beetles, spiders, and other small prey. One bird arrives, delivers an insect, and leaves. The other returns moments later with another meal. Yet the nest contains only one chick. A single cuckoo must somehow create the feeding demand normally produced by an entire brood. Its voice helps solve the problem. The cuckoo produces a rapid and persistent begging call. Experiments with cuckoos raised by reed warblers found that the chick's extraordinary calling rate can imitate the feeding stimulus produced by several hungry host chicks. To the foster parents, one cuckoo can sound like a whole nest full of young. The chick's large, colorful gape provides an additional visual signal. Sound and appearance combine to create an urgent message. More food is needed. And the parents respond. Every meal fuels extremely rapid growth. Dark feather shafts appear beneath the chick's skin. Its eyes open. Its neck becomes stronger, and its calls become louder. Day by day, the young cuckoo occupies more of the nest. Soon, it is as large as the birds feeding it. Then it becomes larger. The contrast is extraordinary. A tiny reed warbler may stand beside a chick many times its own weight, stretching forward to place an insect into its enormous mouth. Why does the adult not recognize the obvious difference? The answer is more complicated than simple blindness. Many host species are extremely good at recognizing foreign eggs, because eggs remain still and can be inspected carefully. Recognizing a living chick presents a different problem. Nestlings change appearance rapidly as they grow, and rejecting one by mistake would be catastrophic. The cuckoo also continues producing the signals that matter most to the foster parents: begging movements, an open gape, and urgent calls. The adults are not comparing the chick with an image of what a cuckoo should look like. They are responding to a sequence of parental triggers that has normally guided successful reproduction for generations. In this nest, those instincts have been hijacked. Rain may sweep across the reed bed, wind may bend the stems until the nest swings above the water. Through cold mornings and exposed nights, the foster parents continue feeding and protecting the intruder. The cuckoo's feathers now open fully, its wings lengthen, its body becomes stronger, and the small nest almost disappears beneath it. Before it can fly, the chick begins exercising. It stretches its wings and beats them against the air. It rises higher on its legs and grips the edge of the cup. Each movement strengthens the muscles it will need outside the nest. Finally, the day comes when the cuckoo climbs onto the rim. For the first time, there is no woven wall around its body. The nearest reed may be only a short distance away, but reaching it is a dangerous step. The young bird balances, spreads its wings, and makes its first uncertain movement beyond the nest. It may not fly far. At first, the fledgling remains hidden among nearby stems, moving through the vegetation with short, clumsy flights. But leaving the nest does not end the foster parent's work. The young cuckoo continues calling, and the reed warblers follow the sound. They find it among the leaves and continue bringing food. Even outside the nest, the enormous fledgling remains completely dependent on two birds it does not resemble. For days, the strange family moves through the reeds together. Gradually, the cuckoo's flight improves. Its feathers harden, its coordination develops, and it begins exploring farther from the empty nest. Eventually, it will no longer need its foster parents. The young cuckoo will leave the territory, carrying no memory of its biological mother and receiving no instruction from another member of its species. Yet when it matures, it will know how to search for suitable host nests. A female will know when to approach, which egg to remove, and where to leave her own. Her chick will know how to lift an egg it cannot see, climb a nest wall it has never encountered, and demand food from parents of another species. No lesson is given. The strategy is passed forward through instinct and natural selection. Back in the reed bed, the nest is empty. The warblers have spent an entire breeding attempt building a home, incubating an egg, and feeding a chick. But none of their own offspring survived. For the cuckoo, the deception has succeeded. One bird has escaped nearly every cost of parenthood. Another family has paid them all.